Oi! How is the music audio going? Just want to check with you guys. Before I start. Let me know if it's too loud or anything. Shut up, Connor. Okay, let me turn down the music a bit. It should be better. Tell me if it's too loud or not, I will, fix it later. Here I am. Welcome to yet another stream, everyone. Today, as the title says, I'm going to be talking about anime for, like, the first time on this channel. I've never really been too open about it on this YouTube channel yet, so I'm kind of excited to show what I've got from my my anime experience, because as a lot of you probably know, for talking to me in Discord or personally, that I really like anime. Anime has been a major lifestyle for me ever since middle school. And since then, I've seen quite a bit of anime, I would say. Quite a bit. And I don't know if that's something to be proud of, or something I should be deeply ashamed of, but it's just a hobby for me. So, what I was gonna do for this live stream is, oh god, I'm kind of nervous, I haven't streamed in a while. So, what I was thinking of doing was... Oh shoot, I didn't even set this up. Okay, so I was going to show you guys my anime spreadsheet, which is kind of like, if you guys know what My Anime List is. My Anime List is a website that you use to keep track of all the anime that you've seen, right? Instead of using that website, I made myself my own spreadsheet, which doesn't look the best, but it keeps track of the anime that I watch pretty well. So, I might as well just go ahead and switch to that in a bit. First of all, I wanna talk to you guys for a bit. What do you guys think about anime? What is your favorite anime? Or how much anime have you watched? Anything. And I will, if you have any questions for me before I get started with this great adventure, you may ask them. I just want to have some time to chat with you guys a bit. Jiro, good rests are trash. What is Jiro? I've never heard of that. Talking about like Yu-Gi-Oh or something? I don't know. I don't know what Jiro is. I should get more people in here. Oh. You don't have the attention span to watch shows much anymore, but anime good. Okay. I mean, hey, you gave it a try. I respect that. Because a lot of people do not give anime a try, and they just, like, they basically hate it for no reason. It's like, oh, anime's bad. And they have, like, no reason for that. They don't even try it. Kinda triggers me, but you do you. I don't really care. It's your life. I decided to waste a bunch of my time watching Japanese animation, so you do you. But it does kind of trigger me when people don't even give it a try. I don't mean that as to offend anyone. This mainly if I'm roasting people's trash taste in anime, it's mainly just gonna be a joke. Because you watch whatever the heck you want. I'm not in control of your life. Only anime I've ever actually finished is One Punch Man. Yeah, One Punch Man's pretty good. It's a good show. It's got good animation for the first season, and it's pretty standard. Like, pretty much everyone who's watched anime knows what One Punch Man is. Flex, baby boy. Flex what? Gosh. Okay. Oh yeah, and people that say that Avatar The Last Airbender is an anime, it's not. It was, I'm pretty sure it's made in the USA. I'm not entirely sure. I tried K-On! And I really liked it, but I just haven't watched it in a while. I see. I haven't seen K-On! Yet, but I plan to watch it eventually. Oh yeah, by the way, the music that's playing right now is music from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which honestly has a really good soundtrack, so why not? Kinda good. Actually, let me skip to... How about this song? Why not? Yeah, that's a better one. K-On! Is absolutely adorable from what I have seen of it. Yeah, I mean, it's cute anime girls playing instruments, and playing music, essentially. That's pretty much it. Okay. I wonder if we can get more people in here. I know someone who's definitely gonna watch this stream. Didn't Guest Quest take a bit of its soundtrack from Mystery Dungeon? Maybe. I don't remember. Guest Quest? Let me think. What was that game again? Are you talking about Elements of Robloxia or? Because I know there's some Roblox adventure games that Roblox adventure games are pretty rare nowadays. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they got some of its music from games like Mystery Dungeon, Super Mario Galaxy, Legend of Zelda series. Just a bunch of Nintendo games, honestly. And a couple, like, you know, Banjo-Kazooie's, Crash Bandicoot, Little Big Planets. You know, I think they took from a variety of games. Well, that one you got me into ages ago that we're both level 100. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. I don't think so. I don't remember. Cause Mystery Dungeon was yeah, Mystery Dungeon doesn't have very... It's not very popular. I mean, some people really like Mystery Dungeon. I know there's a dedicated community to it. But I don't think really most of the music got that popular. I don't remember what the song was in that game. I don't remember. Man, I wish I remembered. I don't know. Anyways, I think we should get into this, so you guys can roast my horrible taste in anime. So let's switch to here. Game capture off. Just give me 1 second. I need to do something real quick. Hang on. You guys can't see my face. Let's bring that there. Perfect. Okay, so this right here is my anime spreadsheet. It's not empty. I'm just at the bottom of the list because we're gonna start from the bottom at my least favorite. We're gonna go up. So if you guys haven't seen my anime spreadsheet, which I've shared it with a lot of people, I have a couple tabs here. We've got stats, watch list, miscellaneous lists, awards, and rankings. Rankings is just how I rank the anime. So out of 80 something animes that I've seen, ranking is just where I place it, like top 80 anime. I've got like a top 10 anime. What do you mean Tonikaku Kawaii is live in love? You got great taste. Well, you see, some people would probably call my taste trash, but I don't know. Well, let's skip this song. Hang on. Let's go to Whole Hills. It's a good song. Okay, anyways, maybe better than Java, but yeah, because Java watches a bunch of isekai. Alright, let's get into it. So, I haven't seen 100 series yet, but we'll start at 83, which is Yosuga no Sora. This is my current least favorite anime. I really dislike it because I was gonna watch it for my friend who said the series was great. I don't know why he thought that. I watched 4 episodes. Well, no, I watched 1 episode at first, and then I was like, no, I'm dropping this. So I dropped it, and I came back to it because I was like, I'm gonna watch this anime just to tell you how bad it was. I watched 4 episodes, got through the first arc. I could not bear it anymore. It was just so bad. Absolutely terrible. You're not the only person who's told me to watch Tonikaku now. Someone in the music Discord, watched it and loved it. Yeah, Kami made me watch it and I kinda got obsessed over it. Until Java gave me an anime to help me forget about Tonikawa. We'll get into Tonikawa soon. But, yeah, Yosuga no Sora, it's not very interesting or good writing at all. There's so much pacing issues with it. It's just overall a pretty bad anime. And if I were to rate it on my anime list, I'd give it a 1 out of just everything, because it is a visual novel adaptation, so I understand that it's not usually that good, because visual novel adaptations are kind of hard to do since there's a bunch of different routes and you have to pick either one or just show all the routes, which some does, and apparently Yosuga no Sora does that, and didn't quite hit it for me. Didn't really like it. Okay, let's go up a bit. Oh gosh, here we go. Neko Para. Let me just tell you, this is the anime. I know some people are probably gonna hate me for this, but this is the anime that got me to hate cat girls. Cat girls are just a no-no for me now, because Neko Para is so absolutely boring, and it's just like, oh, you look at this anime, you're like, oh my god, look, there's cat girls, it's gonna be epic, or it's gonna be awesome. Oh my gosh, they're working at a cat cafe, this is gonna be the best series ever, and I'm gonna have all my cat waifus here. Didn't, no, it was, you see, I like more of a story, usually. I mean, sometimes I can go with something that's not a story if it's like, you know, comedy or funny or something. Neko Para is not funny, it's not enjoyable at all. It was just overall boring, and I dropped it. I'm not gonna watch the rest of it because it's just that bad. Hang on, let me turn off my thing. It's super cold in here. Okay, anyways, Nekopara is the most disturbing anime, especially after playing the visual novel. Such skip with Grider's PFP? No. Okay, yeah, Nekopara is just, it's an abomination that I wish I never heard of, because it's... And next up at 81, we have Interspecies Reviewers. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about this anime. It shouldn't even be an anime. It should be on the, you know, the other thing, which I can't say on YouTube because YouTube's gonna eat me. It's just... Interspecies Reviewers, I mean, first episode was kind of funny, in a way, but after a while, when I saw like some new things coming in, I was just like, no, I'm not watching this. This is not okay. Not a good show. Okay, a lot of you are gonna hate me for this one. Number 80, I put Yu-Gi-Oh. Alright, listen. I've only watched one episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I thought it was just cheesy, like, you know, cheesy kids anime. I heard it gets better later on, but I'm honestly not that interested in the card game for it. Hello, Wheeze, how you doing? But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! just didn't really... I mean, I've seen a couple kid shows that I do enjoy for anime, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just, what are you guys talking about? Okay. So yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just didn't really hit it for me. I was watching, I saw the first episode in an anime night that I had, and I just, not my thing. Noragami. Some of you might hate me for this one as well, but I've only seen one episode of Noragami, so I don't have much of an opinion on it. So I guess we'll just skip that one for now. I know it's about a homeless god. I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it in the future, but for now it's there. Blue Exorcist, same thing. Only saw one episode. Didn't really see too much of it yet to really truly rate it and see how good of a show it is. Yeah. And Genocidal Organ, which is a movie that I was I wasn't really recommended to it. No one recommended it to me. I just watched it through an anime night. I'd say it's a decent movie. I didn't really pay too much attention because I got kind of bored of it. I was just like, it's okay. The Origami theme is badass, but the show itself I haven't seen. Yeah, the openings are really good. But Blue Exorcist is cool. I've only seen one episode. I'm sorry, man. Okay, anyways, Cromartie High School at 76. Now, when I first saw an episode of this, I thought I was gonna drop it because it was just like, you know shows that have really, really dumb humor? I love dumb humor. Don't get me wrong, I love stupid humor. Stupid humor makes me die of laughter. But this one I felt it was just too stupid. Like, you know, it's just one of those animes that it's on a really high level of stupidity that at one point the stupid humor just doesn't hit right for me. I might finish it though. I mean, I dropped it, but I might go back into it just to see if it gets any better, but we'll see. Kami, is this supposed to be a family-friendly stream? I mean, I'm not gonna cuss or anything, so yeah, I don't really care about the chat though. Okay, anyways, Aldnoah Zero. I actually plan on watching Aldnoah Zero soon. I saw like 1 or 2 episodes, but so I can't really rate it very high because I haven't seen too much of it. But the plot looks kind of interesting from what I've seen so far, and I think it has potential. Comedy permission to ping Game Night so I can make an SCD raid on your stream. Sure, why not? Okay, 70. Wait. I sort of got if Grider pings off topic announcements or something. Okay, 74. Absolute Duo. Now, this used to be my least favorite anime. Like, honestly, I despised it. It was one of the first animes that really changed my perspective on anime, because up to that point, I haven't seen such a garbage show like Absolute Duo is. It's just, I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't remember everything. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself because it just wasn't a very memorable show. And, I just didn't like it. It was, it's like one of those, I don't know how to describe the plot, but it has a lot of similarities with a bunch of other anime. And, it's the one where it's like a sci-fi, well, not sci-fi, but, you know, fantasy school setting where these characters are able to form weapons out of thin air called blazes. A lot of different anime has done that type of thing before. Absolute Duo is just one of the lesser good ones. Someone recommended me to watch it. They're like, this is a good show, you should watch it. And after I finished it, I was like, no, this is absolute garbage, I'm sorry. Wow, funny joke, skip. Okay, anyways, Ouran High School Host Club. I only saw like one episode of this a long time ago. Actually, you know, this song's let's go with this one. Okay. SCD drip, indeed. Ouran High School Host Club, I only saw one episode of it. I thought it was kind of weird. So, I dropped it for then, but I might watch it in the future sometime. That's why it's ranked so low. Okay, 72. I don't know if many of you guys have seen this one, but Seal Station. Seal Station is a Korean film about zombies. 3D animation, I'm pretty sure, right? I don't know. Whoever had us watch it anime night. It looks kind of cool. I mean, I guess I wasn't too focused on it when I was actually watching the 40 minutes of it that I did. But, no. SCD Drip is not an anime corrupted, I'm sorry to say. But if you make it an anime, I'll put it on the list. I don't know. Gate. Like I said, with all these other shows, I've only seen like a couple episodes, so I can't really say too much about it. But it looks interesting. I like the aspect of fantasy versus modern military stuff. But I'll give it a watch at some point, we'll see. Seal Station is the prequel to Train to Busan. It's way better. Alright, Nanbaka, number 70, also known as The Numbers. In my opinion, first couple episodes were, I might drop it because, in my opinion, I don't really like the art style. The art style is just kind of strange. I mean, it is unique, but it's just not my type of thing. Not being a weeaboo is way better. Ha! Funny. You have not experienced the world of anime, the goodness, the juiciness of some of these good shows. Okay, anyways, yeah, Nanbaka. Art style is just kind of weird. Humor was kind of meh for me. If you like weird humor or, like really stupid humor, I suggest this show, but just didn't hit it for me. 69, Gantz. I've only watched one episode of this, so I can't really give it a really good rating. But, it seems like an interesting plot, the first episode, so I might give it a try. At some point. I don't know when I'm gonna watch it though, because I've got a bunch of stuff on my watch list. And we'll go over most of these tabs. Miscellaneous list. I don't know about that. Okay. Angels of Death. Now this was like one of the first thriller animes that I saw. Some girl from my school recommended that I watch it. And when I watched it, it was probably one of the craziest anime that I've seen at the time. Like, it was just edgy as heck. It was so edgy. I could not believe how edgy it was. And the fact that it was just so edgy, the characters just didn't really seem that interesting to me. That's probably the main thing that put it so low. I finished it, but it's just yeah, writing's not really that good either, in my opinion. So 67 Fairy Tail. I've only seen one episode of that. Can't really give an opinion. It just looks like, you know, your average long shonen anime. I don't know if I'll watch it, but I might at some point. I heard some things about it, like they talk about the power of friendship a lot. And it's just like, why? I mean, I've seen that concept a lot, but it just, the power of friendship doesn't really hit it that much for me, in my opinion. So, I don't know, we'll see. No comedy, I'm streaming your stream to SCD off topic. Why, thank you for helping me rack in more views. I really appreciate it, Vlad. One Piece. Isn't Vlad one of those SCDHR who joined after my time? Yeah, I think so. One day SCD anime will be here. Maybe. Beep boo. Okay. One Piece. I've seen one episode of One Piece, so I can't really say too much about it. You know, honestly, I might watch One Piece in the future. It looks sort of interesting, because I heard there's a lot of world building and adventure in it. So it looks decent. But, and you know, one thing that I hear about the fans is that, each new arc of the show gets better as it goes. Like, as you watch the show, right now the current arc is the one that everyone's talking about, all the fans of One Piece and stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I need to catch up on this chat. You were born when I was an SCD. What is this chat talking about? Okay. Anyways, Ancient Magus Bride at 65. I only saw one episode of this, but it looks interesting to me. I can't properly rate it because I've only seen one episode. I should stop rating things after only watching one episode. It's like that's not a really fair rating for it. But Ancient Magus Bride, it looks like a decent show. I'm gonna watch it at some point, so we'll see. And I'm gonna skip this. Sure. Okay. Alright, anyways, Testament of Sister, number 64. Another one of those big ecchi animes, like, you know, High School DxD. But I personally think that the first couple episodes are pretty generic. I'm going to watch it at some point, but I honestly think that it's a little generic for my taste. And you know me and generic shows. Okay, 63, Island. This is another anime that was adapted from a visual novel. Again, I'm not sure about the visual novel because I haven't read the visual novel. So it's I mean, the story is sort of interesting. I wouldn't say, does it have the best writing? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that show and it wasn't really memorable to me. So I can't really give that much of a good opinion. Remember when you did me a favor by kicking me from IKD? Yes. Yes, you did. Okay, 62. Plunderer. Again, I've only seen 1 to 2 episodes, but you know, the concept of Plunderer seemed a little interesting to me, so I'm probably gonna watch it in the future. I don't think it's gonna be an over-the-top anime. I think it's gonna be just a decent show. Stream dead, what do you mean? My stream's going, I can see it on my second monitor over here. It's not really a second monitor, it's just my iPad. Okay, anyways, what the heck, oh boy. Darling in the Franxx. Only seen 1 episode, plot looks sort of interesting. I haven't really seen a mech anime, so I'm gonna have to check that one out. Except I did hear that the ending was kind of terrible, but we will see it. Okay. Beastars, sitting at number 60. Only seen one episode, and you know, I originally wasn't going to watch it because I don't know. It's just a weird. It seemed like it gave me a lot of Zootopia vibes, but I heard from a YouTuber named The Anime Man that it's actually a really good show. So at some point I'm gonna have to watch that. Have you seen The Misfit of Demon King Academy? I have not yet, but I'm going to watch that at some point. Oh boy, what is going on here? I'll look at the video you sent me later. Okay, at number 59 I have Dagashi Kashi. Finally, another anime that I actually finished that I put on here. Okay, so Dagashi Kashi, an anime about candy, and the only reason I watched it back in the day is because I had this one phase going on after I watched this one show that I was into romance and stuff, and I saw one single scene that had a romance thing going on in it. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna watch that show. And I later learned, once I finished that show, I was just like, It's more of just a comedy show, and I think I'm definitely I don't really appreciate it that much, honestly. It was just like an okay show. I wouldn't really give it too much credit, to be honest. Vlad, romance is the best kind of anime. I don't know about that. Alright, Fire Force. I've only seen one episode of that. Still have yet to watch that one, so we'll see. But animation looks kind of sick. I've heard mixed opinions on the show, so kind of iffy about it, but I'll see. Okay, Nagasarante Aranto. I need to finish this one because this one seems pretty gosh dang funny. It's basically about this guy who gets shipwrecked, sort of. Not really shipwrecked, but he falls off a boat. He's like the only person who falls off a boat. And he drifts to an island where he is the only male person on that island. Everyone else is female. And it's really funny. Well, not really funny. It's like, it's sort of funny. I need to finish that one. So, yeah. Sitting at number 56, I have Digimon, which, Digimon is... I saw it a long time ago, so I don't really remember too much of it. All I remember is that the story is pretty good, except I can't really properly rate it right now because it's been a long time and I just forgot everything about it. Yeah. Romance, Isekai, Supernatural. Oh. Are you talking about Crystalline, the visual novel? Gosh. Okay. Now I think I should change the music. What type of music do you guys want to listen to? Can't do anything like super copyright. No, Super Mario Galaxy. It's good music. Whoops. Sure, why not? Yeah, this is good music. Are you talking about not watching anime? No. Play Sweet Victory. I have no idea what that is. I'm not gonna do the opening of Tonikawa because it's probably copyright. Well, I mean, this is copyright, but it's like, you know, less of it. I don't know. Copyright's weird. I don't know too much about it, but I'm not planning to make any money off this stream anyway, so. And it is using it for educational purposes. I need to construct my own music for this, honestly. How's it less? It is Nintendo. Yeah, I know. I don't know anything about copyright, so the only safe thing that I play is, like, you know, video game music. Because, like, no one really pays attention to that. Okay, They'll take you down into pieces if you use their stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I should play then. Whole music on Discord. Nintendo ninjas are gonna come after you. Comedy. Oh boy. Inside the castle walls. I mean, you know, I haven't really had much of a problem with Nintendo in the past. With their music, using their music. Let me think of a game series that has decent music. Maybe Animal Crossing. You know, Animal Crossing actually has some decent music. I mean, it is Nintendo though. No Animal Crossing. Worst game? I don't know. I've never played it before. Can't really, something on Discord. What is that? I don't know about that, Vlad. Possibly. Okay. I could just, give me a second. Maybe some like a Attack on Titan OST? I don't know. No, let's just do what was I doing before? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Let's just some of these songs are pretty good, so we'll go with that for now. How is the volume on the music? Is it good? I'll just if you guys need me to turn it down, I'll yeah. Okay, sitting at number 55, I have Assassination Classroom. Now I've only seen one episode of it. Looks funny, so at some point I'm gonna have to see that. Alright, finally another anime that I finished. Helpful Fox Senko-san. Now, I thought this anime was pretty weird. Like, it was a little uncomfortable, some of the scenes, but the one thing that I could say was good about it was oddly charming in a way, because it felt like, you know, a family, you know, like some person taking care of you. I don't know, man. Love Chunibyo and Other Delusions at 53. So, what this is if you don't know what Chunibyo is, I don't know if it's a thing in Japan or everywhere, but it's like 8th grade syndrome where you think everything is cool. Like, I don't know, I'm a level 110 Frost Mage and I'm gonna shoot you with my icicles, and you think that's really cool. Basically, that's that show. I saw one episode, looks interesting, so at one point I'm going to watch it. Okay. Gurren Lagann, another mech anime that I've yet to watch. I've only seen one episode, so I can't really properly rank that one. Looks good though, and the animation and art style look pretty sick. Okay. Steins Gate. I also have yet to watch this and experience the time travel in it. I have a friend who thinks that this anime is pretty good, so I'm gonna have to give it a try at some point. And yes, it does look good. SpongeBob ripped. No. Okay, another anime that I finished. Tokyo Ghoul. Okay, so about Tokyo Ghoul. I have finished it. I thought Season 1 and Season 2 were pretty decent. But a little bit boring because it was very dialogue heavy, but there isn't too much of a problem with that. But Okay, let me just dig into Season 1 and Season 2 before I go to the atrocity that's Season 3 and Season 4. Okay. So Tokyo Ghoul, it's a pretty edgy show, but I honestly think it was quite good for Season 1 and Season 2 because it had a very interesting interpretation on war, and I think the writer created the ghouls to be shown as like the other side of the war. Like, for example, if you look at World War II, the Axis powers were considered evil. I think that's what he was trying to do by showing ghouls. They're viewed as monsters who basically just took and ate human lives. But then it goes in depth into the relationships of the ghouls and how they really are, how some of them really are. Because some of them are just forced to fight and they have to protect someone or something because they have relationships that they have to protect. Like, you know, a lot of people going out to war, they bring family photos, like something related to their family so they can, you know, go on. And they know that they're coming back to that family if they make it out of there. That's what I think the whole interpretation of Tokyo Ghoul is. And then it goes on to the other side of the ghouls, the humans, specifically the investigators. This one investigator, I forgot his name, but they started establishing relationships with him, and some of the fight scenes were sick. Like the last fight in Season 1, like there's this whole crazy torture scene, which was absolutely crazy. And then the last fight of Season 2, or Tokyo Ghoul Route A, was really interesting. It was probably the most emotional part of Tokyo Ghoul, because that's when it shows two characters fighting, Kaneki and that investigator I was talking about, who both have something that they're fighting to protect. They both have families. They don't want to fight each other because they know that they're both good people, but they have to because of which side they're aligned with, which I think was absolutely brilliant. I don't know if that's what the original writer intended for it. That's how I saw it, and I thought that was pretty good writing, and it showed that pretty good. So yeah, that was Season 1, Season 2. Now Season 3. Season 3 changed everything about Tokyo Ghoul, and the way they did it was just so rushed and so bad. It's just like, alright, so now we have a new main character. He is Kaneki, but he's also not Kaneki. And why? Just, it was not okay at all. It was just like they took everything out of the show that people liked about it, and they changed the show entirely. And then Season 4 was also rushed. It was like trying to redeem Season 1 and Season 2. But it just low-key turned into bad pacing and fan service. So it wasn't good. And that's what ruined Tokyo Ghoul for me. If we looked at just Season 1 and Season 2, it would have been easily like a top 40 or top 30 for me. Comedy, you should make a manga list. I might make a manga list once I read like more than 3 manga, because I've only read 3 manga. So, and you know, the 3 manga that I've read, they have a little bit of an influence on my anime list, so yeah. Because I rate the series in general. You should play Area 27 V2 OST on stream. That'd be funny, but I don't know. Let me turn on my fan again. It's getting hot in here now. Great. Okay, enough about Tokyo Ghoul. Moving on up. Ermanga Sensei. The first time I watched this show, I was super duper uncomfortable. I mean, some scenes were pretty funny, but it was just like, no, this is not okay. I don't like this. I mean, it is sort of a unique plot, but it's just not. Yeah. Okay, 48. Demon Slayer. Now, this is before I'm going to update this list, because I am getting close to finishing Demon Slayer because that's what I'm watching right now. And it's definitely not 48. It's up there for sure. It's maybe like top 30, top 20. Because it's a mediocre story, but the visuals are super impressive. Visuals are very aesthetically pleasing. It's very nice. Season 2 and Sector 2 and Sector 4 ambient are dope. Yeah. So yeah, Demon Slayer, from what I'm seeing of it, it's pretty good so far. But yeah. Next, Danganronpa. You know, the only thing that I don't like about it is the characters. They're all stereotypes, and the main character is super generic. And it's based off of the visual novel Danganronpa, which a lot of people absolutely love. As you know, I just started it on my channel, and I'm gonna continue it once I find a better way to stream it, because sometimes it gets super laggy. Yeah, so Danganronpa was just okay for me. It was sorta interesting, but not really. You should do anime review, like so English teacher explaining a scene in scene or characters. Well, this basically is an anime review, because I'm giving my opinions on all of the anime that I've seen. So, yeah. And if there's like a scene that I need to rant about, I will rant about it here. That's why it's Let's Talk About Anime. And if you have any questions for me about anime, just ask them. I will answer, because I am all for talking about anime. Okay, Familiar of Zero. Now, Familiar of Zero is probably the most generic show I've ever seen. Familiar of Zero is... I mean, it's okay, but it was just bearable enough to get me through. You know what I'm saying? Like, the show did not age well at all. It absolutely did not age well, and I I just barely made through it. And it was eh. But I mean, some scenes were kind of fun. Anyways, number 45, we have Your Lie in April. So, oh, hi Ness, by the way. Your Lie in April is it's one of those shows that it's like a romance, but it's really sad because it has a sad ending. It's like, I'd say it's probably a tragic romance, and I think what got it really popular is because it had to do with music, and of course the sadness that happens at the end of it. But like, I think it's a pretty good show, but I just didn't really enjoy it that much because it didn't really hit me. And I do like some dramas, but not Familiar of Zero. Your Lie in April didn't really do that for me, because when the thing happens at the end, when the thing happens, I can't speak, but it was eh. That's all I can say. Yuri on Ice, I have not finished that yet, but I plan on watching that soon. And 2 AM for me, but like, I want to see what Kami says about anime. Sure, because this is like the only opportunity you're gonna get for me to go through my entire list. And how long have I been streaming for? Almost an hour. So yeah, we've been talking about this for an hour. Okay, Yuri on Ice. I have not finished it. I plan on finishing it. From what I've seen so far, choreography is pretty impressive, and like the overall animation, I mean, Mappa did a decent job of it. However, I think it's a little overrated, and I think the only reason people watch the show is for the gay relationship in it, not really anything else. Everyone's just like, I'm gonna ship the heck out of this, and don't really care about much else about the show. That's what I usually see when I see the fan base of this, because that's all they talk about when they talk about Yuri on Ice. So I don't know, might be a good show, might not be. We'll see. Goblin Slayer. I've only seen a couple episodes of this, and it's pretty crazy. The first episode, oh my goodness, it's just wow. When people watch the first episode, their mouth was just probably wide open, and because it's just crazy what happens in the first episode. But I haven't really given it much time after that because I've been watching other shows. But yeah, it's, from what I see, it seems like it might have potential, but I don't know. I've heard mixed opinions on it. Okay. Next we have This Art Club Is a Problem. Again, another anime that I need to finish because I don't finish any of the anime that I start because I watched a bunch of it in an anime night. So This Art Club Has a Problem. It's like it's about this guy who joins this art club for the sole purpose of drawing the most perfect waifu. You know, I think that concept is absolutely hilarious. And from what I've seen of the show so far, it's really dumb, and I enjoy it quite a bit. There's also a little bit of a romance aspect, so it's pretty good. Nikolai! Yo, Nikolai, what are you doing here? Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. It's been a while, man. Okay. I can't believe Comedy Pumpkin is an Annie-tuber. I can't believe it either. Okay, next. 41, Overlord. The reason why Overlord is so low for me is because I was legit watching YouTube when I see this and I was like, yes. Yeah, you're gonna hear my opinions on all of the anime that I've seen. This is my anime spreadsheet that I made. Ignore everything to the right of this. All you need to worry about is column B and column C. Everything else is just for me. So, Overlord is another isekai. I haven't seen too many isekais yet. I think less than 10. But from what I've seen, Overlord is a fairly decent isekai. But the only reason it hasn't hit me is because it's got a lot of world building, so it's building up to something in the show, which we don't know yet, unless, I don't know how far the manga is. But it's a lot of world building. It's interesting how they have a villain as the main character, and I do like me some world building, but it didn't like hit it. It didn't hit it out of the park for me yet. But we'll see. Season 4 is coming sometime in the future, so I don't know. Next, at number 40, I have Gamers, which is another rom-com that I saw a long time ago. From what I remember, it's an okay show, but I believe if I rewatched it now, I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I did before, because there's a lot of the same humor that goes on in it, like all these misunderstandings. It just kind of got annoying at one point. So I don't know. It was decent though. Yo, Huck Finn. Uh-oh. Oh no, am I getting rated? Uh-oh. Is it good? Oh no. Okay, oh boy, I'm not gonna be able to keep up with the chat if I'm getting rated. Okay, Haikyuu. I have not finished Haikyuu yet, but I've seen like maybe 10 episodes or so. I saw it with my friend Ness, who is in the chat right now. Okay, you guys can give your opinions about the animes that I'm talking about if you want in the chat. I will either roast you or praise you for your opinion. I mean, it's all a joke because, you know, you like what you want, so don't let me influence your views on anime. If you like a certain show that I despise, do what you want. Haikyuu is one of the more recent sports anime that came out. One of the more popular sports anime that's recent. So, from what I've seen of it, it's pretty decent so far for a sports anime, and animation's pretty cool sometimes. But so far, I think the story is pretty good. I don't see BNA. I've not seen BNA yet. Sorry, you can't comprehend the amount of criticism I have towards that anime. Oh god, I'm getting rated. Who's rating me? Someone's saying anime is horrible. I'm sorry you haven't given it a try, because you're really missing out. Anyways, next at 38 we have Cautious Hero. Cautious Hero, the hero is overpowered but overly cautious. It was a decent isekai. Like, I thought it was just gonna be more of a parody, rather than something that was, you know, genuine story of isekai. And it later enveloped into a story which kind of got a little bit boring, but the story was actually sort of interesting to me. So, I think that Cautious Hero is one of the more better isekais. Still, in no way is it like way up there, but like it was a decent show, and I'll give it some credit because it is really funny sometimes. But after a while, it got a little annoying for me personally. Bro, I bet this might be Grider. Probably is. I wouldn't be surprised. Haven't you heard of Sakamoto 37? I've seen. This is probably one of the highest rated anime that I have that I've only seen one episode of, and it was pretty funny, honestly, from what I remember. I need to finish it though in order to get the whole thing of it, but it's a pretty good comedy show from what I've seen so far. And it's my type of humor because it's really stupid, so that's why it's up so high. Number 36, Disastrous Life of Psyche K. Again, another great comedy show that I've only seen like a couple episodes of, so I can't really say too much about it. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good so far. I've laughed quite hard at some of the dumb scenes that I saw. NYC is reading, I see. This is an interesting chat right now. Okay, Isekai Quartet. This is a parody on a lot of isekai. It takes Re:Zero Konosuba, Overlord, and Saga of Tanya the Evil, and combines it into a slice of life anime. And I think that it was pretty funny in my opinion. I liked all the interactions between the characters. Definitely a pretty good show, and I'd recommend it to people who like, you know, comedy slice of lives, but I'd say watch all the isekais before you watch this. And they also include Shield Hero and Cautious Hero later, so pretty decent. Sees One Piece at the bottom. Yeah, I only saw one episode of One Piece, so I can't really rate it very accurately. Oh no, you guys are gonna laugh at me for this one. 34 is High School DxD. Way to go, me. Okay, but honestly, I've only seen one episode of High School DxD. A lot of people are trying to get me to watch it. Well, no, a couple of people are trying to get me to watch it. So I'm gonna give it a chance at one point. Connie, why is that up so high? Because listen, the first episode was really funny. I was bawling my eyes out when, well, not like crying, but I was bawling out in laughter because of how funny some bits of the first episode was. I swear to God, Ness, it's no other reason. Please, please no, don't hurt me. Okay, but you know, I heard that the story of High School DxD is actually decent, so... But Ness, you said that High School DxD has good fight scenes, because you saw them. I haven't seen the fight scenes yet. I mean, I've seen one, but like... I'm talking about the show in a family-friendly way, Skip. Just ignore that this exists at number 34. Just ignore it. It's not there. 33 is Charlotte. Now, I might honestly put this one a bit lower next time I update this because it's honestly it's decent. I like the story of it, but at some points it just gets kind of strange. Like once it starts becoming edgy, I'm just like, this isn't the show that I was coming to watch. It's just edgy now. And then the whole time travel aspect was meh. It just kind of got a little whack. So still pretty decent, and I honestly laughed my head off at the first episode because I thought it was really dumb. So I'll give it credit for that. But it started off pretty good, but after a while it was just kind of eh. Okay. Number 32. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Another good comedy show that I quite enjoyed a little bit. It was... some parts of it made me really laugh because it's just an overall funny show of these dragons becoming the maids of this girl named Miss Kobayashi. So it was okay. No, Eromanga Sensei should not be top 10. Not my favorite. There's no way that Eromanga Sensei could even eclipse any of my top 10 shows, because the top 10 shows that I have are the shows that really hit me the hardest. So, why is Tokyo Ghoul so low? Because the 3rd and 4th seasons just kind of ruined it, honestly. Season 1 and Season 2 were decent, but like, it's just, it's an show. Like, it just, yeah. If Season 3 and Season 4 didn't exist, though, I would put it higher. Yeah. You're welcome for the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon music. Yeah. Anyways, Kobayashi Dragon Maid, pretty decent show. I enjoyed it. Yes. Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul should be split into 2 parts, but I rate it as the entire show. And since Tokyo Ghoul Re and Tokyo Ghoul Re Season 2 are part of it, I put it lower. Okay. At number 31, I have Fist of the North Star. Now, I've yet to start watching this show more. I've only seen 3 episodes. But oh my god, it's so funny. It's just your dumb shonen anime. It's a lot like JoJo, but I honestly think that part of it is just stupider, and I just love that part of it. So, yeah, if you like martial arts sort of anime with, you know, main character being stupidly overpowered, take it as you wish, you know. And from what I know, story is pretty good, and I haven't heard much bad things about it. So yeah, Omoe wa moi shinderu. Nani? Yeah, if you don't know, that's where that meme comes from. It comes from Fist of the North Star. Okay, number 30, Saga of Tana the Evil. Now, you're gonna think, why is this so high? Well, in my opinion, I actually quite enjoyed Saga of Tana the Evil, even though when I first was exposed to it, I was just like, what is this? What is this show? It's just a crazy blonde lolly just torturing her comrades. And when I first saw that, I was just like, what? This show does not look like my type of thing. But after watching it, I actually kind of enjoyed it. Like, the fight scenes were pretty good, and the theme that later goes on to the end about the irrationality of humans when they become so desperate to win. It's just a really interesting concept, in my opinion. But that's just how I saw it. I don't know how you guys see it. Interpret it as you wish. This is my list, so. Look at the number of likes this video doing really bad. It is sad. Yeah, it is sad. Okay. You guys are gonna roast me for this one. At number 29, I have Sword Art Online. Now, let me tell you why. The reason why I put Sword Art Online so high is because the show is so bad that it's funny. Okay, Ness, I haven't... This is the list before I updated it with Demon Slayer. I'm not gonna move Demon Slayer until I finish the show, because it's definitely gonna go above Sword Art Online. 100%. 100%. Can fix it if you say death to anime on the stream. Nah, that's not happening. Okay, Sword Art Online. Yeah, the writing for Sword Art Online is terrible, and some points of it I'm just like, why? Just what the heck? What is this show doing? Like, it started off good. The first 2 episodes were pretty decent at showing you the stakes of the world that Kirito was going into when he went into the VR world, you know. But after that, it just kind of got meh. Like, especially when Yuri came in, that's when the show became trash. Terrible. But it used to be my favorite at one point because, you know, when you're a teenager, when you're a young teenager and you first get into anime and you see shows like this one, you're gonna think, oh, this is the best show ever. Asuna is the best waifu. Kirito is the best edgy protagonist. I love this show. This show is great. And then you look at it later in the future like, wow, this writing absolutely sucks. And Asuna is the most basic waifu. I'm sorry if you like Sword Art Online, but that's what I really think. And you know, probably the funniest part about Sword Art Online was when Kirito was in a wheelchair. Yeah. Enough of that. 28, Spirited Away. The main reason why it's so high, I didn't really enjoy the movie too much, but I like the overall charm of the movie. It had good writing and it felt like a classic Disney movie, which I did appreciate, and I did like the overall story. It was cute, I would say. That's how I would describe Spirited Away. It's also really popular because it was the highest grossing anime film until Your Name came along. Okay. Anyways, number 27, Ghost Stories. Now, this is probably one of my favorite comedy animes of all time. I mean, it wasn't even meant to be comedy when it was originally animated and aired. So, what happened is the show did so bad in Japan that when they took it to America because they wanted to get some of their money back on it, they said, do what you want with it, but just keep this one thing the same. And it turned into a masterpiece of like an abridged series. It literally seems like an abridged series. Do not watch the sub of this anime. The sub sucks. The dub is amazing. It's super funny. Yeah. And it's got a lot of pretty bad jokes, so if you're not a fan of, like, you know, dark humor, then don't watch it. So if you get offended easily, yeah, don't watch it. But yeah, I think it was really funny what they did with that show. Anyways, number 26, Future Diary. Now, when I first saw the show, I was like, wow, this show is crazy. It is great battle royale anime. And when I finished it, I was just like, this writing honestly is not the best. It's just why? Just why? And I have a love-hate relationship with Yuno Gasai, which is probably the most famous yandere in all of anime. And it was It's just... But it was enjoyable, 100%. I did like it. It was pretty crazy, but I don't know. Some of it was pretty good. 10 likes. Oh my gosh! Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Play Area 27 V2 Ambience on stream. You know, I might do that at the end. I might do it at the end for you guys. But oh my gosh, my voice is starting to get a little hoarse by talking a lot about anime. Okay, Inuyashiki at number 25. Okay, now we're getting into some good stuff. Inuyashiki it's not a really, if you okay, let's just take like a Marvel movie, but remove all the comedy from it and make it just purely emotional and also pretty dark sometimes. And oh man, it was a really well written show. It was definitely a breath of fresh air from like the usual, you know, hero versus villain, but like not that dark. It's just, you know, lighthearted show, like I don't know, Disney film, Marvel film. It's got like comedy elements like that. Inuyashiki doesn't have that. It's more of like an emotional experience, and some of the themes are pretty dark. Like the villain kills thousands of people, and the protagonist is like, you know, this old man who suddenly becomes strong because he's turned into an android or robot or whatever the heck he is. And goodness gracious, it was pretty good. I did enjoy Inuyashiki quite a bit, and it had interesting animation and an interesting art style. Those 10 likes are all for you, all you best. Thank you. I actually really appreciate it, because usually people just dislike the crap out of my videos because, you know, funny. I don't know. Like one time I got 58 dislikes because I got raided by a bunch of WoW streamers. It was interesting. I'm surprised that stream didn't get taken down. Yeah. Yep, that is Gunman. Moving on up to One Punch Man. Now, I think it was a pretty good show, especially in season 1. It was a pretty funny show. The really overpowered dude. It feels more unique than other animes where the main character is super overpowered, because most of those are just isekais. This one's just about a character that got so strong that he's depressed about it because he hasn't had a good fight in a long time. I think it's really funny in my opinion. But season 2, the quality dropped a little bit, but I still think that One Punch Man is pretty good. And even the writing is decent, so I liked it. Fight me, I will defend season 2. Okay, you know, we both understand that the animation quality dropped a bit, and it was a little slower, but writing was probably a little bit better, honestly. It went more into the writing instead of, like, you know, the dumb fights where people just get one-punched, you know? Okay, next, Fumofu. So, this is actually, like, I haven't seen the actual show of this, which is Full Metal Panic, but Fumofu is like a spin-off version of the show called Full Metal Panic, where there's this guy that is so militarily obsessed that he's super cautious about a lot of things. Like, someone put a love letter in his locker, and he thought that someone was tampering with his locker and put a bomb in it or something. So he literally just blows up his locker and blows up like one big part of the school. And that show is honestly really funny. If you like funny shows, or you like comedies, I'd say give Fumofu a shot. It's pretty good. Okay, next, Mayochiki. So this is another. It's a little generic of a show. Like, it's an average ecchi anime, but it's about this this girl who wants to become a butler but can't because she's a girl, but she just still wants to become a butler. So in order to do that, she has to dress up as a guy at school. And main character finds out that it's a girl, and he starts helping keep her identity secret, which I think writing was, it wasn't really, the writing wasn't especially good. It's just more of a feel-good show, you know what I'm saying? Didn't he pull out a gun? What do you mean? Are you talking about Fumofu? Mayo Chiki is just more of a feel-good show rather than just like, you know, a well-written show. Yes, he did pull out a gun in school at Fumofu. Pulled out a gun a couple times. Alright, next up on 21, oh, we're approaching the top 20. The top 20s are where stuff gets interesting. Okay, so Chivalry of a Failed Knight is an example of a generic show done right. There's a lot of shows like Chivalry of a Failed Knight, but I think Chivalry Knight takes this sort of plot and brings out the best in it. Because instead of being more complex, it's more of just a simple plot of just this character with a weak ability, but he's also overpowered because he just watches people how they fight and then just kind of copies it back at them. Now, I'm not gonna sing the Tonikawa opening vocally. That song's way too fast. I can't do that. I don't know any of the lyrics. But anyways, yeah, I would recommend Chivalry of a Failed Knight to a lot of people, but it does have some ecchi in it, so but I think it was a generally good show overall compared to all the other shows that I've watched. And I actually really want to rewatch this anime because it's been a long time since I watched it, and I want to properly analyze it and watch it again. Because it is a simple plot, but it was like a good simple plot. And it was basic. There wasn't a harem to it. It was just straight up, because you know a lot of ecchi shows are just harems and it just gets annoying after a while. This one isn't really that much of a harem because it's more of the main character actually gets with a girl, other than other shows where main character gets with all the girls in the harem, like for example Yosuga no Sora. So, yeah, I think Chivalry of a Failed Knight was a good show, and I might actually put it higher if I watch it again because I think it was pretty good. Alright, we're getting into the top 20s now, chat. Are you actually going to give me the lyrics to sing it? I'm not going to sing it, man. My voice is already hurting from talking all this anime, so my singing voice is going to be 10 times worse than it usually is, so I don't think that would be a good idea, honestly. Alright, next, No Game No Life. So, I think this show was pretty funny and good. It felt like JoJo fights because the main characters are super overpowered. I mean, not really super overpowered. I mean, they are pretty overpowered, but in like a battle of the brains way, and it's kind of like a JoJo-esque anime, and it is an isekai, so whoop-de-doo, take with it what you want. I don't know, but I think No Game No Life, it was pretty good, although the writing isn't the best. I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, so I haven't properly analyzed it. Maybe it's got pacing issues, but I don't really remember. I just remember it being a cool show to watch, and I did enjoy it. Alright, number 19. My Hero Academia needs no introduction. It's so popular. It was basically considered the anime of the decade last year. It basically defined this entire decade because people just overhyped this anime. And I think it's honestly not a bad show. It's pretty good, in my opinion. my favorite part about My Hero Academia is the villains, because the villains are actually, they have some depth to them, unlike a lot of other shows. So that's the one thing that really sticks out about this anime. Also, All Might is best character by far. Love him. But yes, it is a shonen-ness. Shonen animes are good, but yeah, My Hero Academia also has some pretty cool fight scenes, so I enjoyed it. It was a good show. Number 18, we have Dragon Ball. Now, this is the first anime that I watched and completed. I mean, I didn't complete all of it because there was still Dragon Ball Super, but I completed the majority of it. And then recently I finished Dragon Ball Super, so it's one of the longest animes I've seen. I've seen like 800 episodes of Dragon Ball. Probably a waste of my time, but you know what, I don't care. It takes about 25% of all anime that I've seen just in Dragon Ball, or more like 20. Like more like 23, somewhere in the middle between 25 and 20. So Dragon Ball is just, I mainly liked it because of the fight scenes and, you know, cool transformations. You know, when I was little, I definitely enjoyed it because, you know, everyone enjoys Dragon Ball when they're little, and they like all the fight scenes and all the characters and stuff. I mean, Dragon Ball really needs no introduction. It's a pretty decent show. But sometimes the animation is kinda in Dragon Ball Super. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, Angel Beats at number 17. Atodo. Is that the lyrics? I don't know. I'm not gonna sing that. My voice is already sort of dying from just talking about anime, but it's okay. Alright, so 17, we have Angel Beats. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen Angel Beats. It was a pretty good spin. It was a pretty good ride for me. When I watched Angel Beats, I mainly watched it because I remember it being funny, but I think it was much more than that. The story was overall pretty dang good, and I did like the work that was put into this anime. I mean, there is a lot of really funny scenes that made me enjoy the anime a lot more, but it's also kind of dark because they go into the backstory of how some of the characters died, because these characters are all in the afterlife, but it's like in between life and the afterlife because, I don't know, they weren't satisfied with their lives or something, so they try to, yeah, it's interesting. So they try to hunt down this, they try to figure out what's going on. They hunt down this person that's considered, they think it's God, but they call him Angel, so. It's a really enjoyable show, and ending was kind of sad, but you know what, I think it was definitely fitting, and it's not really complex for writing, but I did definitely enjoy the show when I watched it, and definitely does hit a close spot in my heart, even though it's only 17. We still got 16 more animes to talk about. But Angel Beats is like one of the first shows I really watched to get into anime, and I enjoyed it. Her, not him. Angel's a girl. Yes, I know Angel's a girl. I just messed up my speech. Okay, anyways, Konosuba at number 16. This is one of my favorite isekais that I have ever seen because it is really funny. It's basically a parody on the entire isekai genre, and the main character Kazuma, he dies, he gets like ran over by a truck or something, reincarnates into this new world, and he brings a goddess along with them, and he gets like this very useless party, and like the world's really unforgiving sometimes. It's just a really funny show, and I think I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was fun to watch. Kazuma is probably the funniest character in that show because he's just he's a scumbag. He's a funny guy. But I enjoy all the characters in it, except Aqua's kind of annoying sometimes, but you know, it's just a really funny show. Moving on up to number 15, which is Mob Psycho. This anime is really good visually, but also the writing is also really good. And I'd say that Mob Psycho is one of those animes that you could probably consider a modern classic. Easily. Comedy is almost at 0.5,000 subscribers. Yeah, we're really close to hitting 500. At some point we'll get there, but once I get there, I'm gonna have to hit 1,000, which will probably take less time, but we'll see. So yeah, Mob Psycho is definitely, in my opinion, a modern classic, and it's got really good writing for just like a really unique art style, honestly, and I just really enjoyed it. It was fantastic ride. What else can I say about this anime? Mob is a baby boy. He is I mean, some people would consider him a boring character, but I think he's a really good character. And it's just everything about Mob Psycho is just really good. And I would say that show is both writing and like visuals, fight scenes, just everything about it. It's like 10 out of 10 show easily. But the shows above it I just enjoyed more. I mean, some of the shows above it have better writing, but Mob Psycho is just a solid show that I think is a little underrated and more people should watch it. Hey Josiah, how's it going? Forgot I wanted to ping Weave Division. Yeah. I mean, once I finish talking about my rankings, I'm probably gonna go to stats, watch lists, and miss lists, just to miscellaneous lists and awards, just to show you what's going on there. But we're almost done with the big chunk of this live stream. Alright, next we have Pokemon. Now, Pokemon is the longest show that I have ever seen in my life. I've seen about 900 something episodes, which probably considered a waste of time. Some of it I definitely say would be a waste of time, like Pokemon Black and White. That was the worst part of Pokemon. But you know, the main reason that Pokemon is so high up on the list is mainly because of Pokemon XY. All the other series don't really compare to XY when I think of Pokemon, because Pokemon XY is just done so well out of all the other Pokemon series, and I think it's definitely the most enjoyable from everyone that's watched Pokemon. And Pokemon XY just has some great writing, and Ash is not a complete idiot. He's actually mature in Pokemon XY, which I think it's definitely a change in pace, and I think it was a good change in pace because a lot of people liked that part. And also, Serena, the companion from Pokemon XY, I think she is by far the best written character in Pokemon ever, because she literally joins Ash on his journey because of a childhood crush, because she knew him back in the day when they went to Professor Oak's camp. Hey Kami, just gonna check. You did get rid of that one in miscellaneous list. Yes, I did. I did get rid of that one. So, yeah. Her main choice in going on the journey with Ash is because, childhood crush. She liked Ash, and she still does like Ash in the show. And that's clearly evident that she has a crush on it. Let me just tell you, that was the main reason why I wanted to watch all of Pokemon, just so I could watch XY. Totally worth it for me, to be honest. Don't ask me why I clicked on here, because I don't even watch anime. Well, good. This might get you into anime. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, and then midway through the anime, I remember Serena does not do very well in one of her Pokemon showcases, which is what she decides to do when she's on her journey with Ash. Before then, she didn't even have a goal. She just wanted to see her childhood crush. That's it. But she found a goal in that, and then her first contest or something, she didn't do so well, and I think one of her Pokemon tripped over, got hurt or something. And so she was really sad about that, and it was the first time in all of Pokemon where a character completely changed their appearance. She cut her hair, and I think that scene had a lot of meaning to it. It showed that she was not willing to give up, that she was going to go and try to become one of the best people in the Pokemon Showcase, and she's just a really well-written character overall. But enough of Pokemon, let's move on. Next, number 13, we have Your Name, aka Kimi no Na wa. So, I know this movie is really popular and a lot of people know what it is, but I really liked the animation was really good, and I know that the writer is well known for having very aesthetically pleasing visuals. It's more of a how did they put it? It's more of just a, you know, impressive visuals type thing more than everything else. But also this movie has such a good soundtrack, and it was a pretty good movie. I really enjoyed it, but at some points it was a little confusing. But I think it's definitely one of the really good, you know, romance movies on anime. Okay. Next up is Weathering with You, which is made by the same person. It's like pretty much the same movie as Your Name, but a little bit different. It's got a different plot, but it's like the same type of formula of the plot, you know. And it's another one of those romance animes that not anime, but anime film that I really enjoyed. I don't really know what else to say about it without giving out spoilers, but I think you should just go check out both of these movies, Your Name and Weathering with You. They're pretty dang good movies. Okay, oops. Next, we're getting into the big boys now, the really good shows. Okay, so at number 11, we have Attack on Titan. Now, Attack on Titan needs no introduction. In my opinion, I think it's one of the shows with the best writing I've ever seen. Because it's just really interesting how you're learning about the world outside of the walls, because the people live in a civilization that is surrounded by these massive walls, and there is these big titans, which are basically humanoid creatures without really much of a brain. They just kind of wander aimlessly and then kill people. So they built those walls in protection against those titans, and throughout the anime, you start to learn what's on the outside of the walls and the whole story behind the titans and the lore behind the founding of the city, which is really interesting, by the way. Season 3, Part 2 is probably the best part of Attack on Titan from what we've seen so far. I mean, I know final season's coming out right now, but Season 3, Part 2 was really just crazy because it just basically opened Pandora's box. And all this new information that you learn about the Titans, about the outside of the walls, about the civilization beyond the walls, everything about that just gets revealed in this one part of Attack on Titan. It's just, the world building is so insane and so good, and all the crazy plot twists. It's a really, really good show, I would say. And I know a lot of people could say that it's overrated, but I think it deserves to be highly rated because of how good the writing is and how much depth each of the characters and just the entire story has in general. So yeah, that's my opinion on Attack on Titan. It's a really good show. You should watch it if you haven't seen much anime yet, or if you haven't seen it yet. You guys are kind of quiet there in the chat. Remember, if you guys got any questions for me, about anime, or just you want to say hi or something, don't be afraid to ask. Because I see like 6 people watching me talk about my opinions on anime without really saying anything. So feel free to engage in the conversation if you'd like. I'm going to try to answer every single question that I see in the chat. So yeah. Okay, up to the top 10s. This is where we get into the really good area. So at number 10, I have ReZero, and I think this is not my favorite isekai, but it's my second or third favorite isekai. And ReZero is just, it's a really interesting show. It puts a really interesting spin on the isekai genre. Like, character reincarnates into another world. We've seen this so many times, and usually they're like super overpowered or something. In ReZero, Subaru is not overpowered at all. He's actually useless, the main character. Hey Kami, when am I going to watch AOT? You need to watch it soon because it's really good in this. Got to watch that stuff. Because I think anyone should watch AOT. Oh yeah, back on AOT, I think that Attack on Titan is I would consider a masterpiece by far, and it's definitely going to go down as a modern classic once we advance a couple years. Okay, now back to ReZero, because I've talked a lot about Attack on Titan. I've praised it a lot, but back to ReZero. I just think that it was a breath of fresh air to see the fact that we don't have an extremely overpowered character in the isekai genre, and it was he's super useless, but he does have this power where once he dies, he can return by death to like a save point, which I guess you see in a lot of video games. But it's really interesting how much suffering he goes through because of different actions that he does to influence certain events. And I think it's a crazy show, but I think it's really interesting. Kami, do you know what you have to do to get me to watch AOT? Yes, I do know what I have to do. I have to play FF7. But yeah, back to ReZero. That whole interesting quirk where he gets to return by death is also pretty unique. You don't really, there's not much of that in any other anime, as far as I know. But yes, very good show. I would suggest you watch ReZero, 100%. Alright, number 9 is Death Note. Also a show that needs no introduction. It is great. It is a masterpiece of the Battle of the Brains, except like the second part of Death Note is meh, but it's still okay. But it's a very, very interesting concept how main character finds this note called a Death Note, where if he writes the name of anyone in it, that person will die. And the Death Note has a lot of rules that I won't go into because I don't want to spoil anything for the show. But like, he uses those rules to his advantage to not get caught by the investigators or the police, or L in this case, who is the investigator that's trying to seek out Light and arrest him. So it's just a really, really good dramatic Battle of the Brains type show, and I think everyone should watch Death Note at some point if they've watched any anime, because Death Note is just one of those really good shows. Okay, next is number 8, Dr. Stone. Now, I've heard some mixed opinions about Dr. Stone more recently, but personally I think it is a great show because I haven't really seen a show that dealt so much with science before. It's a show where everyone gets turned to stone on the world, and like 2,000 years later, this really, really smart scientist guy wakes up, and he wakes up his buddy to try to basically rebuild civilization. And it's a really, really interesting show because I've learned quite a bit about science from it and how people invent some of the things that have been invented. And Yes, it was. I think it did a good job at doing that. Also it also has a pretty interesting villain, which who's trying to he doesn't like science. He doesn't want society to go back to the way it was, or save anyone because he didn't like it. So he wants to stay in a primitive world with all of his followers that he gets along the way. But it's really cool seeing Senku and his science kingdom get new technologies and stuff. It's a good show. I really enjoy it, and I cannot wait for season 2, which is coming out very soon actually. Okay, up next we have Toradora, which is another one of the first romance animes that I really sat down to watch. It was actually the romance anime that got me into tsunderes at one point, because at one point I was just like, okay, if a girl's a tsundere, automatic waifu material, automatic, because I used to really like Taiga, and I think it was a pretty well done show, in my opinion. There's a lot of comedy mixed with some drama throughout the show, and it's just a really interesting slice of life. It definitely hits home for me. It's close to my heart, and I like the characters. I like the plot of it. I like how the relationships develop and how the character interactions are just really interesting, and I really like it. I don't know how else to really say anything about that, but go watch Toradora. It's on Netflix right now, so go watch it. We're getting into some serious territory right now. At number 6 we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Needs no introduction. Absolutely amazing show. JoJo is just, I think it's brilliant because it's a really unique show with a unique design that when you see the art style, it just screams JoJo. It doesn't look generic at all, and Izuku Midoriya, hello, how you doing? So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I don't even care about the writing of the show. The writing has a lot of plot holes and stuff, and a lot of problems, but it's JoJo, who cares? Really dumb fight scenes, and it's absolutely amazing sometimes. And some of the fight scenes are just like, when a character's about to get beaten or something, he just somehow comes back in a really dumb way, and I really enjoy that aspect of JoJo. It's just probably, in my opinion, this show has the best fight scenes, not visually appealing, but the most entertaining fight scenes. And it's also a really unique and, you know, bizarre show, as the name entitles. It's super bizarre, but that's what makes JoJo JoJo. And I think it's probably one of the most unique animes out there. And a lot of animes, there's not very many animes that try to do the same thing that JoJo did. There's just a lot of shows that make references to JoJo, you know. But yeah, good show. Next, at number 5, my 5th favorite show. This one is quite the doozy. Clannad. I'm sure some of you have probably heard of it. I just realized I have to go. Alright, see ya. Thank you for stopping by, Mr. Midoriya, aka Deku. Okay, so Clannad is, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this looks like a decent rom-com that I can get into, and I heard that it's a little sad at the end, but we'll see if it's really that sad or not. Alright, see Izuku. So, Clannad, it's kind of hard to get into at first, because the first 2 arcs are kind of meh, but like, later on it becomes more of a rom-com. And then when you get into Clannad After Story, which is pretty much like Season 2, that's where it gets really good and really interesting. They go way in depth onto the characters, and there's a lot more drama between them, and it really does a good job at developing the relationships of the characters. And then later on, when this one scene happens at the end. There's like 2 scenes. It's just crazy. It is absolute crazy. The comedy, their eyes. Yeah, I know that their eyes are kind of weird. They're like off to the side and really massive. So what Clannad does is it takes you through a very, very emotional journey, because the last scenes are just so unbelievably tragic. I don't think, if I were to say whatever anime has the saddest scenes, I would say Clannad, because had to calm down Kacchan. Okay. So yeah, Clannad was and it really put a massive emphasis on family. Yeah, it put a huge emphasis on family and just how important family is. And it kind of broke me, because I was shocked at what happened at the end. And I think that show did things to me, and it was quite the story. It was pretty insane, and I do really enjoy Clannad because of that. I'd say you should watch it 100%. Okay, next, sitting at number 4, we have Love is War. Now, this is probably the funniest rom-com that I've seen. I absolutely love rom-coms, so that's why rom-coms are like at the top of my list. Who's getting in a fight? In a fight with who, huh? Everyone? Okay, so yeah, Love is War was it was just one of those more enjoyable, feel-good shows in my opinion, and it's one of my guilty pleasures because I just absolutely love rom-coms. And I think it's a really dumb plot because these 2 characters are just super proud, and they don't want to admit that they like each other, so they're trying to get the other person to admit. Another battle of the brains type thing. I think it's really enjoyable. I think it's really good. Go and watch it. Okay. Next is Skill Teaser Takagi-san. This anime needs no introduction if you know me, because this is pretty much the anime that got me into rom-coms. When I saw this, I was like, wow, this is really good. Now this is what I would call a guilty pleasure right here, because it's mainly about this girl who teases this guy in middle school, and he can never win against her. It's really funny, but it's a really funny show because of how the main character is just so dumb, and he doesn't really understand that many things, and he can never beat Takagi. You can't see, please scroll down. What do you mean? Okay, so yeah, main character just overthinks everything, and I think it's just a really cute show in general. And my favorite scene of all of anime is the last scene for face cam. What do you mean? Oh, my face cam covers it. Let me just I'll move that there. That's probably better. Okay, so yeah, it's just it's a really cute show, I'd say. And the last scene from it's not even supposed to be sad, but it didn't make me cry. I don't cry at all, as you can tell. I'm not a crier. I didn't even cry at Clannad. So the last scene is just it's really a heartwarming scene in my opinion, because it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but when I watched the last episode of the 2nd season for the first time, my heart literally just stopped for this 1 second. or for this one entire scene. And it was just like a really feel-good scene. It just, I was so happy when I saw that scene. I was like, oh my god! Yeah, that was my reaction when I first saw it, and definitely never gonna forget this anime. I've seen it way too many times. It's just really good, and I'm keeping up with the manga as well for it, so it's a good show. Okay, next, alright, you already see my number one. I'll talk about my number one in a bit. First, let's talk about Shield Hero. Now, Shield Hero, the reason why it used to be number one, but now it's number two, is because I really like the characters. I have a bias towards Naofumi and Raphtalia, because Naofumi is just a relatable character. You know, he is the Shield Hero, and everyone kind of looks down upon the Shield Hero. So, he gets accused of rape and gets all these accusations against him which are not true. And like everyone just starts hating the Shield Hero for absolutely no reason. And then he becomes edgy, but he's also, and he starts like kinda so like some of the shopkeepers, he threatens them, but he only wants like a fair price. So he's like a good, relatable character. Like he's not necessarily bad. He just experienced a lot of hardships and a lot of unnecessary hate by the characters in the show, which is one problem with the show, is that the characters are just dumb except for Naofumi's party. And Raphtalia is a... Oh, 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, Shield Hero, good show. I really enjoyed it. Good isekai as well. Okay, what else do I have to say about it? Yeah, Raphtalia is a pretty good influence on the main character because she's basically the only character who does not hate the main character. Alright, number one, my current favorite anime, Tonikaku Kawaii. Now this just recently came out and recently finished, so if you haven't watched it, I think now would be a good time to watch it, because it is a really good show in my opinion. But the reason why I like it is not the characters, it's not the writing. In fact, there isn't really much special about this show. 1 second. Okay. Anyways, sorry about that. Parents keep walking in, but Tonikaku Kawaii. It's nothing really sticks out about it, in my opinion. The reason why I like the show is just how simple it is, because before I watched it, I've been watching like a lot of really complex writing animes that have like really deep story to them, and then Tonikaku Kawaii just kind of took a step back from all the new shows that are trying to get up to that level that people want it to be, of like, you know, a good show. And it just it didn't really try to hit any of those. It was not trying to hit any of those standards at all. It was just basically trying to be a simple show with a simple plot. And I just really liked that charm of the show. It wasn't anything too crazy, wasn't anything too bad. It was just like, you know, a decent rom-com show, but it's special in its own way because of just the simplicity of it. Hang on a second. Okay, anyways, gosh, getting a lot of parental interruptions here, but anyways, Tonikaku Kawaii is my favorite show for my own reasons. I probably have a lot of bias to it because of that, but I just think that it's a simple show done well. It just shows the main character and the main female in there. They get married in the first episode, like after they met just once or twice. Like the second time they met, they get married, which is strange. But like the whole rest of the show just shows their married life, which it's just simple. There's no drama in it. There's no like really massive plot points. There's no twists in the story. There's no big plot twist. It's just a simple show, and I really enjoyed the simplicity of that aspect, and I think it was definitely a well done show. And the animation was simple. Everything about that show was really simple. Absolutely. And I think it's just a beautiful anime in my opinion, even though it's just really simple. I enjoyed it the most out of all this other anime down here. Easily made the top. It blew Shield Hero and Skill Teaser out of the water, but yeah, it's just, I just got that certain, it's one of those animes where I got that really certain charm and I got really attached to it. So yeah. And it also really just shows you that you need to appreciate some of the simple things in life, because the more, as I've seen a lot of like anime watchers, they over the years they stop getting into some certain anime because they're like, oh, this plot looks generic as heck. It's like I've already seen this show before. Looks simple. I want something that blows me out of the water. It's like, you know, top tier, best anime ever. And I think people just don't really take the time to go back and look at some of the shows that are just simple, like, you know, Tonikaku Kawaii. I know this one YouTuber who isn't gonna watch it, which I guess is kind of fair because he didn't understand it fully, but yeah. Hang on a second. Okay, so yeah, that's my anime rankings list right there. And then I'm gonna quickly go over these other tabs because I'm gonna have to go in a bit because I'm pretty sure my dinner's gonna be ready soon. So this is my stats tab. This is where I keep track of, like, you know, how many episodes I've watched, how many of these shows I've watched and stuff. And right now, yeah, I'm watching Demon Slayer. I need to update this. I'm actually 20 episodes into Demon Slayer now. So, I'm gonna finish that one soon. Attack on Titan is airing right now, so I'm watching that as it comes out. And there's a lot of stuff that I have on hold here. A couple things that I've dropped, you know, just to keep track. Actually, where is, what's that show called again? Spirited Away. I actually rewatched this once. So I don't have the thing. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, I have seen 3,349 episodes in total. That's a lot. That is a lot. And probably a waste of my time, but you know what? I don't care. And that's equal to 46 days, 1,000 something hours, 0.1 years. It's a lot. I've seen a lot of anime. That's the main gist of it. Then I have the watch list, which is stuff that I'm going to watch measured by priority. So like very low is the lowest. Like I don't have much intention of watching more of it. Low is like not gonna watch it for a while. Medium, I'm thinking about watching it soon. And high, I'm gonna watch it very soon. Top is like next show that I'm gonna watch. Okay, yeah, my tops right now are Neon Genesis, This Art Club is a Problem, and Demon Slayer, which I'm currently watching. The moment when you realize you watched 1/10 of a year of straight anime. Yup. Not very good. And miscellaneous wit lists. This is not finished. The only thing that is finished here is the best waifu list, which I'm not going to go over. That would take a long time to talk about again. This stuff is not finished, so I might finish it at one point, but it's pretty unlikely. Then I have this awards thing, which is basically like anime awards, but out of all the anime that I've seen. It's not updated, as you can see. Tonikaku Kawaii should be here, but yeah. But you got stuff like favorite anime, best written anime, best shonen, best comedy, best romance, best drama, best thriller, best character, best written character, best girl, best boy, best couple, best ship, etc. I haven't finished it either, but yeah. Snap. I still have to share my waifu list with you. That is 1,000th of your life spent watching anime, assuming you live 100 years. Don't like the sound of that. Congratulations, you wasted 1/1000th of your life on anime. Gosh dang it. Okay, you wanted Area 27B to Amiens, so fine. And we'll listen to this as I do an outro. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, that is all that I'm gonna share for today about anime. I might do more videos about anime in the future. We'll just have to see. Especially like when new stuff comes out, potentially, but it's not gonna be as often because this channel is gonna be more of a gaming channel. Let me move this over here. So yeah. Anyways, this spreadsheet, actually, this link right here is down in the description below. So if you want to check it out for yourself, I update it pretty frequently. So if you want to check it out and see new updates and stuff, you can. You can use it to, like, you know, put comments about roasting my anime taste, like why did I put such a simple show at #1, or I don't know. Yeah. So that is my list. That is my that's my opinions on all the animes that I've seen. If you want me to check out an anime, leave your suggestion in the description. It might change my priorities on my priorities on the watch list right here. Because the more the people tell me to watch a show, the more likely the priority is going to be higher. So if you want me to watch a show, leave it down in the comments. Other than that, I am going to end this stream because my voice is starting to really hurt after talking so much about anime, just non-stop for like, how long have I been streaming? 2 hours. 2 hours of just straight talking. Jay obsessed with Tonikawa, and you can't change my mind. Yes, I know, I am kind of obsessed with it. But Walug is more, not Walug, what am I saying? Vladimir is way more obsessed with it. He went way deeper into the potential lore of it than I did. So yeah. Did ambience finish? Oh no, this is sector 2 now. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'll turn up the volume a bit. There you go. Alright, well, I am going to end this stream here because I probably have to eat dinner soon. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, stream, vlog, or wherever you see me next. Peace.